Having grown up conservative like me, I've been subject to too much torture via AM radio sessions, and I gotta let you know that Mark Levin is a name I know all too well. Now, his tweets and his crash out this month have been just really just tip top. Now, let's just get to the point, right? We're reading this tweet. It has over a half a million impressions. It's got, let's say, 4,000 likes, 5,500 comments, which is not a good ratio, by the way. That's awful. Not well received. All right, let's read it. Little Adolf Nick Fuentes will always be a disgusting, vile piece of shit, and nobody can change that. And Carlson, like as in Qatar, the country, will always be a loathsome lowlife giving little Adolf a megaphone. And for his own repulsive bigotry and anti Semitism. Whoa. And nobody can change that. Nobody can protect them from themselves. More importantly, this is not who the American people are or ever will be. We are patriots, and we are not going to surrender our country to these poisonous grifters and hate mongers. Not now, not ever. But they are actively trying to destroy our government, our movement, promote themselves, and hand the country over to the Marxist Islamist left and the Democratic Party. Make no mistake about it. So very forceful messaging here. There's a lot of seethe in what he's saying. First of all, let's just break it down. So little Adolf Nick Fuentes. So again, he's calling Nick Fuentes an anti-Semite, which is a valid thing to say, obviously. That said, he also claims he's little Adolf. So again, playing off the fact that he's a small person, skinny fat, like 5'8". Look, I'm kind of built like that too, so I'll take that in stride. But, little Adolf, again, trivializing him, it's kind of like the equivalent of when Trump, as a boss, was like, well, little rocket man, my bun's bigger than yours. So they were, anyway, vile piece of shit, disgusting, yikes. Well, he's an incel, right? Nobody can change it. So again, he's just saying, you're forsaken, you're done, you're reprobate. And then he refers to Tucker as being Carlson, which is just a very forced meme at this point. Name puns, I guess he's not that good at those, okay? Cutterson, because apparently there's a motif where when somebody says Israel controls the Republican Party and the establishment generally, a lot of people that are Zionist will say, well, actually, it's Qatar that's the problem, or the India lobby. And, Qatar is a country which is even smaller than Israel, I believe. It's got to be the size of, I don't know, Manhattan, maybe. And it's a really rich country. And yeah, it does obviously pour billions of dollars into our politics every year. And they did gift Trump like $1 billion plane like this year. So there is some influence there, no doubt about it. We saw what happened with the Russian tenant media scandal with the people on the Blaze, maybe. I think it was Lauren Chen wrapped up in that. Lauren Southern, my wife. That was a secret. Anyway, so I could believe Cutter influences Tucker a little bit, but that doesn't generally mean, though, that October 7th isn't something that Tucker has a complex view on. It doesn't mean that Tucker isn't actually just anti-Zionist in his bones, which I predict is the case. So will always be a loathsome lowlife giving little Adolf a megaphone. So again, what they're saying is like the reverse of silence is violence, where if you're enabling somebody to say something, that basically means that you're saying it yourself, which is just stupid, right? I mean, Mark Levin should know better than anyone. You're allowed on the radio. Doesn't mean that Sirius XM or whatever it is, AM, I don't know, endorses what you say. I mean, that's ridiculous, and it's a gaslight, really. Trying to pull the collar of a guy or the leash of Tucker when you have no leverage of your own, Mark. Like you're 70 and you look like the bald dude from Toy Story 2, like the fat one, glasses. Ugh. More importantly, this is not who the American people are or ever will be. So again, anti-Zionist is not what America is, which a couple years ago you would be right. Like obviously 70% of like white evangelical Christians were very pro-Israel. They just grew up that way. I was also taught to be that way. But as of, again, October 7th and thereon, the conduct of the war and the prosecution of the offensives against the Palestinian people by people like Bibi Netanyahu in control have basically made everybody under 25 viscerally very against Israel politically. And obviously that bleeds into anti-Semitism, ethnic resentment. A lot of brown people hate Jews and vice versa. That makes sense. You got it. But again, that's actually a transformation that is actually happening in America. So to say we are not that, I mean, yeah, I guess we are at this point, no, as a whole. So you're just stupid. It's like saying my hair's black. We are not gray-haired silver foxes. It's like, okay, well then 30 years down the line, assuming I still have hair, inshallah, we will, have different hair. So stop denying reality, buddy. Anyway, and we patriots are not going to surrender our country to these poisonous grifters and hate mongers. Again, irony does not hit this guy at all. So we patriots, Mark Levin, you are Jewish, I think. Maybe you were born in America. I'd assume so. I'd hope so. But you have an affinity towards a country by the fact that you're spending all this saliva Haktua, defending Israel, which, like, for example, I'm Mexican, you can look at it, no para en la frente, like, obviously, I have a much more valid reason to be pro Mexico and being a Mexicanist or something. I mean, I could throw a rock and hit the border, right? It'd bounce off the wall, but still. So I have a valid, thing there, but I'm still an American first, comma. Whereas Mark Levin, again, affinity for Israel, and he must not know that, like, it's so apparent the hypocrisy. Him and Ben Shapiro should be dating. Anyway, so poisonous grifters and hate mongers. So grift wise, that denotes trying to get money no matter what, lying about your beliefs, like a greedy version of a jihad, where you're trying to get paid from Qatar, from gripers. I don't know. So first of all, with Nick, is he a grifter? Nah, really. I mean, he could monetize his platform a lot more than he does. Call him lazy, call him what do you call it? High in integrity. I don't care. So that doesn't really stick. Um, so grifting for Tucker, yeah, probably honestly, low key. I mean, Candace Owens really is the biggest culprit of that, in my opinion, and that's pretty obvious. But still, uh, you know, grifting and like making money is not really the base motivation for most of the anti-Zionist crowd. Obviously, most of them are poor, right? Like you look at college students, anyway. So then you look here, not now, not ever. Again, you're not in control, bud. Okay, you're not the captain of the ship. It's over. It's the Titanic. The iceberg is already inside of you. Pause. But they are actively trying to destroy the movement, promote themselves, and hand the country over to the Marxist Islamist left. So again, he's saying like dollar store Obama and Zoran, uh, that Nick and Tucker are capitulating to those people, which is fucking stupid. Those two sides are not compatible at all. One side is gay and the other one's in the closet. Like, come on, are you really? That's a joke. But anyways. Now, this might seem off topic, but now that we're wrapping up the video, I just want to let you know the context about Levin's timeline, okay? It's the first time I looked up his Twitter. He's probably got a more vibrant AOL or something, but listen, he's got this post, and this was literally not even a week ago. It goes, "The worst of Obamacare is yet to come." I don't know what the hell this is, but like this is what he talks about if it's not about Israel and if it's not about Fuentes or Tucker. Carlson, like Jesus Christ. So Mark Levin's a joke of a man at this point, and he's bald, and he's fat, and it shows chopped. And Ben Shapiro is my next subject, probably. So, anyways, I'll like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Comment down below all of your thoughts, and I'll read the comments eventually. I know there was a 3-week hiatus. I was busy. I was in New York, believe it or not. I was pre gaming Zoran, okay? Pause. I'll see y'all in the next one. Adios.